As most of you know, President Donald Trump has just been convicted of 34 felony counts down in that courthouse in Manhattan, New York. Alvin Bragg is bragging about how, when he was running for district attorney, how he was going to go get Trump, just like Leetta James, who was running for Secretary of State um, of the state of New York. I'm sorry about that. Said she was going to go get Trump, and she did. Let me tell you about what happened. And of course, I put up on the title, guilty is the verdict. But is this, then I wrote stone steps. And of course, tonight, Mike Run the World, we're going to be asking him, is this what you mean by the coming stone steps? Let me put a shout out right now for www.mypillow.com/Paul. Use the promo code Paul. That's www.mypillow.com/Paul. Use the promo code Paul. Matter of fact, you guys know that Mike has been a great supporter of what's right, standing up for the things that are right, and also it's really been a blessing, and it stands up with the churches. And so we appreciate his support. So whenever you go and get whatever you get, your sheets, your pillows, your towel sets, your blankets, everything you get, a percentage of that is a blessing into our ministry, and so we appreciate that greatly. And why not? It's he's doing this crazy $25 extravaganza. I mean, it's just crazy. This would be a perfect time to go and freshen up everything in your house. Get some new pillows in there. Get some new sheets in there. What a good time to do it. So go check it out. Use that promo code Paul, though. But make sure you click on the link I have underneath my video here. Click on that link, www.mypillow.com/Paul, and then use the promo code Paul, and you will get a great deal. All right, well, let's dive right in, guys, with the situation here that has just happened. Guys, you guys realize that we're exactly 24 hours away, and the webinar starts. We got 24 hours, and this is sneaking up on me fast. But what a powerful webinar it is, and it's going to be. And so you can call right now, 765-414-2230, to get your tickets now, or go to my website and get your tickets at paulbegleyprophecy.com. Click it, get the tickets, real simple, so that we can send you 24 hours from right now. We'll be sending you your link to the entire webinar on demand, and you can watch it at your leisure. You can spend all night Friday night binge watching. You can pick any of the speakers in any order you want. You can watch them as many times as you need. You can write notes. You can follow. It's phenomenal. I guarantee you. You will understand when you get it how blessed you'll be, and the powerful information that they gave. All right. Thank you guys all for dropping in right now. And you can also get your tickets at Eventbrite. Thank you, Miss ZD. You can also go to Eventbrite and get them there. So you got three options. Go to Eventbrite, get your ticket. Go to paulbegleyprophecy.com, get your ticket. Or pick up the phone and call 765-414-2230. Trump has just been convicted, and I actually waited 45 minutes before I even came in here because I wanted to fully digest that. I knew he was going to be convicted. It was just that everything was stacked against him there as far as the way the whole thing was set up. But the only thing I thought was, I mean, is it going to be all 34? And then I got thinking, it's either 34 or 0. It's all or none. Well, let me read it. This is a report just came out. Former President Donald Trump speaks outside the New York City courtroom ahead of the closing arguments in his criminal case in his trial. Former President Trump was found guilty on all counts in this historic, unprecedented criminal trial, making him the first former president of the United States to ever be convicted of a crime. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg charged former President Donald Trump with 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree, making it 34 felonies. Trump pleaded not guilty to all these counts. The jurors found the former president guilty on all the counts. Each count carried a maximum of 4 years in prison, which in total would be 136 years in prison. But there's a New York law that says the maximum penalty that he can get for this is 20 years in prison. Judge Juan Merchan invited the jury into the courtroom to read its verdict 2 days after 2 days of deliberation. Sentencing for the former president will be July 11th at 10 a.m. 7/11. He's going to be sentenced on 7/11 at 10 a.m. just 4 days before the start of the Republican National Convention, where he is expected to be formally nominated as the 2024 Republican presidential nominee. The convention is July 15th through the 18th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. What do you think about that? 4 days. So the week building up to the biggest convention and the momentum and all of the hype to nominate Trump for president. 4 days before that big moment, Trump will be standing in a courtroom being sentenced for 34 felonies. And God only knows. But if we look at how bad the judge hit Trump for $450 million, which is so outrageous that everybody was just stunned to this moment. What's to keep this Judge Merchan from also throwing the book at Trump? It seems like that is the playbook. Prosecutors needed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Trump falsified those records to conceal $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels, a porn adult film star. In the lead up to the 2016 election, to silence her about the alleged affair that she says she had, that Trump denies, in 2006. Now, moments after the verdict was delivered by the jury, the former president spoke to reporters in the hallway outside the courtroom. This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial, he said, by a conflicted judge who is corrupt as a rigged trial, and it's disgraceful. It wouldn't give us a venue. They wouldn't give us a venue change. Trump said, quote, "We were at 5% or 6% in this district, in this area, and this was a rigged, disgraceful trial." Trump said the real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here. And everybody knows what happened here, Trump said. Quote, "You have a Soros-backed district attorney and the whole thing." He also added, "We didn't do anything wrong. I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. The whole country is being rigged right now." A quote by Donald Trump. Trump also said that the case was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or to hurt an opponent, a political opponent. Quote, Trump said, "And I think it's just a disgrace. And we'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end. We'll win because our country's gone to hell." Unquote. Trump also said, "We don't have the same country anymore. We have a divided mess. We're a nation of decline, serious decline." Unquote. Trump said, "Millions and millions of people pouring into our country right now from prisons and from mental institutions and terrorists, and they're taking over our country. We have a country that's in big trouble." Unquote. Quote, Trump said, "But this was a rigged decision right from day one with a conflicted judge who should have never been allowed to try this case. Never, he said, and we will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over, unquote. During closing arguments, defense attorneys from former President Trump told the jury Tuesday that he is innocent, he did not commit any crimes, and that Bragg did not meet the burden of proof, period. President Trump is innocent, his lawyer said. He did not commit any crimes. This district attorney did not meet the burden of proof, said Todd Blanche. Blanche added the case is simple, and it is not a guilty verdict. More than 5 hours Tuesday, saying that the prosecution was presented powerful evidence in their case against Trump. Steinglass said Trump's intent to defraud, quote, could not be any clearer, arguing that it would have been far easier for him to pay Stormy Daniels directly. Instead, the prosecutor said, he concocted an elaborate scheme, and everything he did and his cohorts did was cloaked in lies, unquote. Quote, the name of the game was concealment, and all roads lead inescapably to the man who benefited the most, the defendant, former President Donald Trump, unquote, said Steinglass. Steinglass also defended the prosecution's use of Michael Cohen as the witness, telling the jury, quote, I'm not asking you to feel bad for Michael Cohen. He made his bed, unquote. But, quote, but you can hardly blame him for making money from the one thing he has left, which is his knowledge of the inner workings of the Trump organization, unquote. He also said, we didn't choose Michael Cohen to be our witness. We didn't pick him as a witness up in a witness store, Steinglass said. The defendant chose Michael Cohen to be his fixer because he was willing to lie and cheat on the defendant's behalf, unquote. Trump's defense attorneys, in their second attempt to dismiss the case earlier this month, said no evidence had been presented by the prosecution to connect this former president to any falsification of business records. Defense attorneys motioned for dismissal after Michael Cohen, Trump's former attorney and the prosecution's star witness, finished his testimony. He testified that he personally made a $130,000 payment to Daniels using a home equity line of credit. This is Cohen now, in an effort to conceal the payments from his wife. Cohen said he did this because Trump told him to handle it and prevent a negative story from coming out ahead of the election. But Trump's defense attorneys maintained the president never directed Cohen to do so. Cohen testified that he was reimbursed $420,000 for the $130,000 that he paid to Daniels. Cohen said former Trump Organization CFO Alan Weisselberg suggested he grossed up the payments and that Trump knew the details of the reimbursement. The prosecution presented Cohen with 11 checks totaling $420,000. Cohen confirmed that they were all received and deposited. The checks had a description of a retainer, which Cohen said was false. Brooke Sigmund is a political correspondent, and she's a reporter for Fox Digital and Fox News Channel and Fox Business, and she is the one who wrote this article. So tonight we'll be talking to Mike from the World about the Stone Steps. And it's going to be a very interesting evening. You don't want to miss it tonight. It is going to be a very, very interesting evening. Now, by the way, you always have to wonder when these big issues are happening, what else is going on behind the scenes? Well, we know the United Nations was meeting today once again to try to get a vote to part the land of Israel and to make Palestinian its own state. That was happening the same time that this was going on. You just gotta wonder where this nation is going now. Yeah, I was thinking about that when I wrote my book, Boy, it's coming faster. I think Apollyon, He may have come out of the pit. He may have just done it. Not just because of this, but by the many, 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 many things that's happening. There's demons among us. I'll see you guys tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. 9 p.m. Eastern. My guest, Mike from around the world. Are you serious? Are you serious?